Well, howdy, partners. It is time for Killer Rodeo, the show that shows the rough, the tough, and the rough and tough cowboys at their bull riding, calf roping, steer wrestling, bronc busting best. It's fast-paced, it's dangerous, it's wild, and it's crazy. Get ready for Killer Rodeo. The rodeo is a simple contest, really, between man and beast. A truly American sport, the cowboys who devised these games of skill knew that this would separate the men from the boys. These are some of the brutal, the nasty, and sometimes unbelievable things that can happen in the rodeo. One thing is for sure, though, Killer Rodeo can be just that. Even the superstars can end up with broken bones and bruises, contusions, and abrasions. And sometimes, they're just happy to get out of it all alive. For the true cowboy, though, it's all in a day's work. The bull is the heavyweight champion of the rodeo. These guys are literally a ton of fun to the cowboy who may be sitting on top, at least for a while. The basic idea is for the cowboy to somehow stay on top of the bull to show off his riding skills. Of course, the bull has other ideas, and he has no intention whatsoever of tolerating that furry-looking guy in the hat who actually has the nerve to sit on him. The result is pretty predictable. The cowboy holds on, and the bull shakes and bakes. Sometimes the cowboy wins, but usually, it's the bull who wins. Sometimes really bad things can happen. Like not being able to let go. Sometimes a bad thing turns into a painful thing. Every time, though, it is pure entertainment for the fans. They just know that riding the bull is the ultimate achievement in rodeo. Bronc riding is another event that is fraught with danger. These horses are truly wild, and some of them are just plain crazy. They buck, they stomp, and they do everything they can to pitch that cowpoke into the cow pies. Now, these horses have a bad attitude. Not only that, but they're looking to give their ride a real bad time. This guy doesn't even want to get started. Once out of the box, though, it's everything he can do to dump this guy. This guy never even makes it out of the box. When the cowboy wins, he looks great. But when he loses, he can really look bad. If you think it's painful to get tossed from a bull or a horse, well, just try to race after a wild steer and have to leap from the horse on top of the steer. Now, partner, this is something you'd better do right, or you may be in for more than just a little pain and suffering. A lot more than you bargained for. And of course, once you jump that steer, you have still got a whole bunch more to do before you can become a cowboy hero. You have to slow that steer down and wrestle him to the ground. If you do it right, you get the girl. But if you screw up, you get stitches. All in all, this is a sport that looks a whole lot easier than it actually is. And it doesn't really look that easy. But just ask these guys and they'll tell you, it's not something for the faint of heart. Sometimes it goes just the way it's planned, and other times, well, that steer has a whole different idea about how the day is going to turn out. It's a simple case of persuasion. A cowboy persuading a steer that he has the right idea. It's just that sometimes the steer doesn't want to seem to listen. In a way, it's a lot like wrestling. You know, getting your opponent down, pinning him to the mat, getting his back down. Only this opponent has some serious horns. Now, if you thought steer wrestling was tough to do, try roping some of these babies. In this event, you have to really know how to ride a horse, throw a rope, jump off the horse, and then tie that sucker up, all in just a few seconds. Please don't try this with your kids. And just like steer wrestling, well, sometimes the calf has a different idea about how he wants the day to turn out. It goes back to the old days of the West, when the cowboy had a job to do, and he couldn't let anything, even a calf with a different point of view, change his mind. Naturally, this is very hard to do, and it follows that even the best don't always do a great job. And in a killer rodeo show, a lot of these guys get a lot of one category that they never bargained for: pain and suffering. heard the phrase cruel and unusual punishment? Well, in rodeo, it is cruel and usual punishment. These guys take a licking and keep on ticking. Well, at least most of the time they do. More often than not, they walk away unscathed, even after a nasty dismount. With a little help from his friends right there. But sometimes, well, sometimes it hurts a little too much. And walking away isn't quite as easy. Sometimes I think these guys are more interested in flying than they are in riding. Sometimes you really pay the price for the career choice. It ain't easy being a cowboy when you're looking at the wrong end of one of these beasts. If you can see him at all. But the cowboy is indeed a hardy soul. He just takes his punishment and then comes back for more. Always in search of that perfect ride. Now, here are some unusual bits of pain and suffering that we thought you might really enjoy. Just like some auto racing fans hope for a big wreck and hockey fans hope for the big fight, rodeo fans just love to see some animal stomp the living bejeebers out of some poor unfortunate cowboy. Of course, no one wants to see the cowboy get hurt, but they must admit that they love the action when the cowboy loses control over his intended victim. After all, everyone loves the underdog. Now here are some good examples of what you might call pain on the range. You ever wonder what happens to that guy's neck during all this? And the secret is knowing just how to fall. And sometimes the best laid plans of the rodeo cowboy oft go awry. Sometimes the pain is simply embarrassment. But plenty of times, the pain is simply real pain for both of them. And there comes a time in every cowboy's ride when he knows the end is near and is just preparing for the finish. And that's the one that got away. Theoretically, the cowboy's supposed to be sitting up during all this. But that's just in theory.
Rock it, you can roll it, do the slop and even scroll it at the hop. When a record starts spinning, you lips and when you chicken at the hop. Do the dance sensations that are sweeping the nation at the hop. Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Well, you can swing it, you can groove it, you can really start to move it at the hop. Where the jockey is the smoothest and the music is the coolest at the hop. All the cats and the chicks gonna get their kicks at the hop. Let's go! Let's go to the hop. 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 Come on. Let's go to the hop. Let's go! Well, you can rock it, you can roll it, you can slop and even stroll it at the hop. When a record starts spinning, eat your lips and when you're chicken at the hop. Do the dance sensations that are sweeping the nation at the hop.
Well, you have seen it all now. We didn't call this show Killer Rodeo for nothing. Now, normally you don't see this many things go wrong at a rodeo. We've scanned hours and hours of tape to bring you the best, or maybe we should say the worst of the action. Usually, these cowboys really do a great job. They're great athletes, and certainly the best at what they do. But they do have a bad day now and then, and they are subject to all the uncertainties that a one-on-one match with wild animals will bring. Hope you enjoyed this rodeo ruckus. Keep your hat on and your rear end in the saddles, partner.